ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The jurors are present. The witness is present. Mr. Sachs, when you're ready, you may continue.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I want to play State's Exhibits 473.
Okay, you may.
Thank you.
Today is the day that it all begins. The day of my massacre shall begin. All the kids in school will run in fear and hide. From the wrath of my power they will know who I am. I am nothing, I am no one. My life is nothing and meaningless. Everything that I hold dear I let go beyond your half. Every day I see the world ending another day. I live a lone life, live in seclusion and solitude. I hate everyone and everything. With the power of my AR, you will all know who I am. I had enough of being told what to do and when to do. I had enough of telling me that I'm an idiot and a dumbass. But in real life, you're all the dumbass. You're all stupid and brainwashed by these fucking political government programs. You will all see, you will all know who my name is. My love for you, Angie, will never go away. I hope to see you in the afterlife. On one day or another, you will end and we'll all die. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm gonna go take an Uber in the afternoon before 2:40. From there, I'll go onto school campus, walk up the stairs, unload my bags, and get my AR and shoot people down at the main courtyard. I'll wait, and people will die. Hello, my name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can get done. Location is Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am. You're all going to die. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Can't wait.
Okay, Doctor, how did those videos help you in your diagnosis?
Yeah, there are points kind of from all three videos, and I'll mention some of the key points. He clearly knew what weapon he was going to use and what he intended to do with that weapon. And that weapon is mentioned, the AR-15, in the videos. The videos were made in the days prior to the crime, not even on the morning of the crime, so there had been a good bit of time for reflection. In the first video, he describes that he understands what the likely emotional reaction will be from those he's shooting at, meaning that they'll either run in fear or run and hide, something to that effect. So he understands what shooting in a school, the impact that's going to have on others. He also understands that this will be, quote, a big event, that you'll see him on the news, that his goal is 20, and so in the days in advance, he He had the abstractive ability to know how this would be perceived in the community. It would be in the news, that you would all know him. His name would be on the news as well. He does mention a girl called Angie. He mentioned her in the video, and indicating that somehow his relationship with her will also, either through this act or crime that he committed, maybe they'll be reunited in some way. Doesn't say when in the future, but the overall presentation of him, he's calm, he's organized, he's speaking slowly, he's saying what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, he's saying where he's going to do it, he's saying what year he's going to do it, and he's saying even how he's going to get there, i.e. he's going to take an Uber. I think in the second video, he goes into more detail, showing the planning was in advance, even prior to the night before, and that there'll be a bag, he'll walk up the stairs, he'll take things out of the bag. So this is well thought out as far as how he's going to get in and approach and enter the school.
Speaking about executive functioning, did you have an opportunity to review the text messages between the defendant and J.T. Sneed and Angelique Gilmartin on the way to school?
Yes, so while he's in the Uber, on the way to school, there are two different text exchanges. One is going to Angelique Gilmartin, a girl that he had hoped to perhaps go out either on Valentine's Day or date prior. She had let him know that she had a boyfriend and wasn't interested. So there's communication in the Uber, texting back and forth between the two of them. Simultaneously, there's a text exchange between another student called J.T. Sneed, or Jameson Sneed, and they're trying to arrange, or Jameson is, maybe a party or something to do that day, and could they have girls come over or not? So these messages are coming in roughly at the same time from two different sources, and he is texting back to them messages specific to each one. So there are two groups, different texts coming in, and it's not like it's disorganized messages in return. He is having a reply to the person texting him and able to discriminate between these two different separate groups.
Does that show executive functioning?
That shows good executive functioning in the extent that he can attend to the messages coming in. He can concentrate what the messages are from the two different parties, and he can decide what message to deliver to the two different parties without mixing the two up.
Okay. And I want to really talk about executive functioning. There was a clip about, you mentioned the Uber. Did you talk to the defendant about the Uber driver?
I did talk to the defendant about his planning, and both on the night before and how he would get to school. And I think I may have mentioned that he knew the school bell system. He knew roughly what time school started and got out, where the school was located. And then for the Uber driver, he had an estimate of how long it would take to get to school. And so when he enters the Uber, he is aware that that might be a stop point if for some reason the Uber driver recognized or was concerned about something being in a large bag. And so he had previously searched out, looking for a guitar case that might be a better hiding of the weapon, but he told me it was perhaps too expensive, so he used a regular larger black case or bag. And so when he entered the car to the Uber, he expressed to her to help alleviate any potential concerns that he might be going to an orchestra or a music class. And so he had the ability calmly, even while going to school, to come up with a would-be cover story to make sure she didn't ask or didn't raise any questions.
Okay. And there's a clip on that, correct? Aaron, if you don't mind, clip 9B.
Where'd you sit in the car? The back seat?
Yeah, back seat.
Okay. And
I told her that I had musical instruments. I was in the orchestra.
okay. And how come you did that?
So I can get away with getting my guns in the car and going to the school.
And what did she say to that?
She said, okay.
Okay, and how about executive functioning when he arrived? Do you remember when he met with Christopher McKenna in the stairwell?
Sure. So his executive functioning from the time in the Uber, even until he entered the school, was intact. He instructed the Uber driver, for example, which gate might be more advantageous for him to enter. She took him to that gate. He entered the stairwell, and during the intercourse of being in the stairwell, in that time frame, he's getting his gun, his AR-15 ready, and he runs into a student, Christopher McKenna, who is leading from the main hall into the stairwell. And in that interaction, he tells Christopher McKenna, you better leave or you better get out of here. Something bad is about to happen. So it indicates even prior to the shooting, in the moments before, he understood that there was going to be a negative outcome and expressed that to him. So he appreciated the outcome of what he was about to do.
And what was, with reference to a security guard?
Right. So he reported to me that even when he was entering the school, was left off from the gate, that he thought he saw a security officer may have seen him. And so he realized that he might have to proceed and go faster in case an alert was sent out, and it might prevent him having as much time as he needed. In my interview, he did discuss that he was aware roughly how long you had before an officer might show up, and so he understood it could be a limited period of time.
Okay. I think we have a clip on that, clip 13B, please, Aaron.
Once you get to school, what's your next step?
Walk through the gates. Hopefully there's no security guards, which I was wrong.
So I haven't been to that school, so are there lots of gates, or how do you get to it?
3 gates.
Okay, and so where do they drop you off?
The front gate of the school.
Front gate. And so is your backpack, like sometimes you can wear a backpack like slump on your shoulder?
Yeah, it was in front. I think I was wearing it in front.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And then what were you doing with the gun safe bag?
I was walking.
Okay. And
I think south of Holmberg Road.
Okay, you're walking with it, and you have the backpack kind of on one side. And then what happened?
I went through the gates. I looked at the guy who was watching me.
Oh, there was a guy watching you?
Yeah.
Was it that
I saw him radioing, and I said, oh shit, I'm screwed. So I just ran into the building, and I told the kid to get out of here. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something.
Was the guy that you saw radioing and you said, oh shit, I'm screwed. Was it remember we were talking about some other security guy? Was that that same guy?
No.
No, a totally different one?
Totally different.
And so what did you think when you saw him talking on the radio? What do you think that was about?
I thought he was I think he called Scott Peterson.
Okay. And what would that mean if he did?
Scott Peterson was coming.
Okay, and what would that mean for your plan that day?
To shoot.
Okay. And how about evidence of executive functioning when he actually got on the first floor?
Right, so the first floor is where the shootings began, and even in the day prior and the day of the shooting, prior to getting the Uber, he had taken several steps so that when he got at this point to the first floor, his plan to kill up to 20 people could be effective. So one of the things that he did, and this occurred then on the first floor, was that he had a paintball vest that had been, I think, a friend of his, and he loaded it up the day before with the different magazines. And so that was then placed in the bag, the backpack with other items. And so he had different magazines. The magazines were in the vest. He had one in his pocket. As he described on the night before, he had practiced sighting the weapon and imagining the recoil, so he would be prepared. The shirt that he wore, as he described, was so that he could blend in. He also told me that he chose Valentine's Day in particular. He described how he had difficulty with Valentine's Day because he had no one to love or no one to love him. And so that was a day of his choosing. And so when he got on the first floor, what he had done the day and the night prior to really allowed him to be more effective in what he did. So he goes to the first floor, he turns, and after he loads the 10-round magazine, he starts his shooting. And he is successful in shooting several students on the first floor and also some school personnel. And he goes through and shoots through different classroom windows. He walks down the hallway. At one point, he runs out of the 10-round magazine, so he takes his backpack, I believe, off. He opens the backpack. He has the tactical vest that has the magazines in it, and then he can resume shooting, which he does. So this indicates a lot's going on, despite the noise, the sounds, the smells, everything around him. He is able to reload, put on the vest, select a magazine, continue to shoot, to continue to target individuals, approach them. And there were some individuals where he even shot a second time, even after he had shot them once. So he had goal-oriented, directed behavior throughout that first floor.
And did he tell you anything about how he thought maybe some of the victims would react to him?
He had different